So good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Accounting and Business right here on Man FM Radio 93.7 FM, so that we can now begin to discuss our cash flow and expansion protection session. I'll be joined very soon by Stephanie. I'm going to be joined very soon by Stephanie. Please confirm with me, guys, if everything is okay, if you can hear me, and also let us know where you're watching us from. It's a good morning to all of you. We welcome you guys to our program this morning on accounting and business on Money FM Radio. All right, guys, it's good morning. Let me know if my sound is okay and where you're watching us from. I think it's fine for us to simply greet each other, guys, and then we get to to see. Some of you are like family here. We keep seeing your names, we keep seeing your comments, and we are grateful. We appreciate that you keep coming through and you participate. You have this growth mindset, most of you on this platform. So we really appreciate your support, and we are so happy that you guys have kept supporting us throughout. So thank you so very much, guys. Just let me know who is with us this morning. How is our sound? Let us know if our sound is okay and if you can hear what we are saying. All right, that will be pretty fantastic if you guys can let me know how my sound is. I'm going to be joined soon by Stephanie. There we go. Stephanie is here. Fantastic. So, Stephanie, good morning. How are you? All right, Stephanie, you're on mute. Would you kindly unmute yourself, please? Hello, Stephanie.
Business on Money FM. Celebrate Musambo. Money.
93.7, your business radio station right here in Lusaka. We should be getting right straight into accounting and business. Joining me is Mr. Sambo, and of course, together we'll still be building on the topic that we had started on last week. So, of course, if you still do have questions from last week, you could still send them, obviously, on 077161629, as well as 096786540. Better still, put them down in the comments and we'll be able to answer them just like that. So, of course, last week we were talking about cash flow protection and expansion. So we do a build up, and of course, Mr. Lusambo and I will still be able to answer you. So today, still, we'll be looking at being okay, and of course, being uncomfortable. Yeah, wondering how it's going to go. But of course, I know that's what you're wondering as well. So yeah, we're talking about being okay, but at the same time, being uncomfortable. So of course, as we talk about being okay, maybe the question is, why should we be uncomfortable?
Yes, indeed, Stephanie, that's a fantastic question. Last week we introduced our series of cash flow protection management, and we discussed a number of issues relating to how we can protect our cash flows, especially given the fact that we're now approaching the festive season. December comes with a lot of temptations from the economic environments, a lot of bills to pay because we want to enjoy ourselves. Money is flying around. So we talked so much last week about how you can protect your cash flows and how you can expand. So today, Stephanie, I'm very excited because we're going to be talking about being uncomfortable. All right. Why should you be uncomfortable? What is being uncomfortable a measure that you can use to protect your cash flows? All right. So that's going to be our talking point. And I'm so excited, Stephen, because most of us do not even know that we are so comfortable. We don't even know that our cash flows are in danger. All right. So being comfortable is such a powerful tool to somebody who wants to protect their cash flows. It's such a powerful tool for somebody who really wants to protect their cash flows. So, guys, we are focusing on be uncomfortable. So the question is, Stephanie, why should you be uncomfortable?
Exactly.
First, Tell me, what do you think, Stefan? What should be uncomfortable? Let's have a conversation here.
Yeah,
Guys, in the comments,
we should.
tell us something. Why should we be uncomfortable? What do you think about this issue, guys? Let's discuss. Let's participate. Let's see some comments
Yeah, I
coming
think
through.
for
Yes,
me,
Stefan.
I'm thinking about being uncomfortable. Like you said, the festive season is coming. So I'm going to be uncomfortable, actually, maybe intentionally, because I don't want to spend so much and end up regretting the 2023 is coming and I need to make a plan for business. So definitely, I should get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Taisha there says being uncomfortable means being alert. Fantastic. I think that's a fantastic point there. It says being uncomfortable means being alert.
Yeah.
So guys, tell us what you think in the comment section. Why do you think being uncomfortable is so important for somebody who wants to protect their cash flows? Let us know what you think in the comment section. We'll read a few comments, Stefan. So Stefan, you asked me a question. Why should we be
Hmm.
uncomfortable?
Why?
Why should we be uncomfortable? And here is my response. I have a very short response to that, Stephanie. It's a very, very short response. And I'm just gonna say something here. All right.
Hmm.
Maybe for those who are just joining us, we are discussing cash flow protection expansion, and then our focus point is, of course, here being okay with being uncomfortable. So we have three talking points here. Why should be uncomfortable? How to be uncomfortable, and of course, benefits of being uncomfortable. All right. Most of us, Stephanie, naturally we love to be comfortable because comfort
Hmm.
feels good. All right. We love to be uncomfortable. We have to be comfortable. So when we are comfortable, we are at our weakest point. I'm going to tell you a story of the Israelites. All right. You know, they sold their brother in slavery. Joseph was sold in slavery, and years went by. The brothers had to go to look for food. All right, they had the money, but they couldn't eat money, so they needed to buy. But still, they could not use the money to buy because there was nothing to buy. What do? They go to the land where they had sold their brother into slavery to go and buy some food. But when they got there, they were shocked. They found something better than food. They found a brother was Joseph. Now he was king, he was second to Pharaoh. So what do? They went back and spread the news to their family members and relatives, and all of them moved into Egypt. They started living there. And the Israelites, Stephanie, became comfortable being slaves,
Hmm.
so much so that they embraced being slaves. And before they knew it, they became a threat to the Egyptians, and they were now being mistreated after the death of their king, Joseph. So when you are comfortable, you are blinded. You don't really see the
Hmm.
danger that is coming ahead of you. When you are comfortable, you have no awareness. When you are comfortable, anything can happen to you. So when you are comfortable, you should know you are facing danger. So why should you be uncomfortable? I like the comment that is coming through from Taiza. It says being uncomfortable helps to become alert. Being uncomfortable brings you awareness. Being uncomfortable reminds you that you are not the best in the industry. There's somebody else better than you. Being uncomfortable helps you realize that you know what, you're not indispensable. You can be fired. Somebody else can replace you.
Hmm.
Being uncomfortable helps you understand that you know what, your savings are depleting. Very soon there's going to be zero ngwe in your savings account. Can you do
Yeah.
something about it? So being uncomfortable helps you realize that your capacity is going down, helps you realize your weaknesses. So being uncomfortable helps you protect your cash flows. Being uncomfortable helps you come up with business ideas. Being uncomfortable helps you come up with a solution to a problem. So being uncomfortable is what motivates you to want to go on and on and on. A lot of comfortable people are shocked when change happens. So being uncomfortable is like being humble, being aware of your situation, and being able to put forth measures that are going to help you come out of this situation. So when it comes to money, be uncomfortable. All right. And the answer I'm going to give is this one here, Stephanie. Growth is your primary goal. You cannot grow if you are too comfortable. That's not how it works. So if you
Hmm.
want to grow financially, you want to protect your cash flows, you must quit being comfortable because comfort is a risk. Comfort is a danger. No matter how beautiful things may seem to be, All right, I'm gonna give you this. There are people who are so comfortable. They have nice jobs. They live in nice houses. The company pays for everything. They get nice salaries. All right, they're even in a
Mm.
relationship that seems to be working, but before they know it, they've been dumped because they got too comfortable. They did not realize that other person was missing out a lot. Right?
Mm.
Sometimes this well-paying job of yours that seems to be so stable, one day you just wake up and then discover the company is going into liquidation. You got comfortable, did not save. So when you are comfortable, it becomes difficult to grow. So you have to remember that your primary goal is growth. And growth cannot happen if you are too comfortable. So basically, that is why you should not be comfortable because comfort prevents growth. All right, so that's our first talking point, Stefan. And I'm looking forward to hearing more of your views and also more of the views of our audience to see what they think about this issue of comfort.
Yeah. Talking of audience, so Margaret Chirala here is asking, how do you know that you are comfortable? I think,
That's a beautiful question there.
yeah,
Are we able to project that comment from Marcus Chilala? He says, "How do you know if you are comfortable?" And actually,
yeah,
this is one of the things we need to talk about this morning. How you can know that you are comfortable. That's a beautiful
yeah.
question. And if you see here, among the things we said we're going to talk, said how to be comfortable, benefits of being comfortable. So here, how to be uncomfortable, and how do you know that you are comfortable? So I've been forced now to be able to go right all the way to the end. How do you know that you are comfortable? Okay. Now, how you know that you are comfortable? You first of all begin here. Start by being aware of your source of your financial support. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you know you are comfortable? Ask yourself a question. When you have problems, who helps you? If you are married, your husband gets a good pay, all right? That can give you comfort. Or maybe your wife gets a better pay, that can give you comfort, all right? Because you know there's a fixed amount that is coming. So even though you know you don't have a job at the moment, there's nothing that you're doing that is so much, but because there's a husband who is paying the bills, that gives you comfort. Sometimes when you have problems, your relatives come on board and help you. That also gives you comfort. So comfort, you may know that you are comfortable by first of all understanding the source of your financial support. Who gives you support? All right? Who gives you support
Mm-hmm.
when you have a problem? That's the starting point. Because you cannot really understand comfort if you don't know where your source of financial support is coming from. So first of all, start by being aware of your source of financial support. Once you understand the source of financial support, there are people who say, not at least I have a job. Even if things went bad, I have a salary to pay rent. That's how you know you're comfortable. Being comfortable does not mean that life is fantastic. No. Being comfortable simply means that you are complacent with something that you should be doing. You have a job, yes. You're getting paid, yes. But comfort means that you're not trying to look for other sources of income other than your job. All right? So you have to
Mm-hmm.
start now being uncomfortable. So, like I'm saying here, your job can give you comfort. So you can know that you're comfortable if the only thing you do is having a job. That's how you know you're comfortable. When you have a job, you have no any other source of income apart from your job. That means you're comfortable with your current situation. And you should start getting uncomfortable. Getting uncomfortable does not mean you have to quit your job. No. Getting uncomfortable means can you perfect what you do so much so that when you begin to experiment trying other things, there's still a base for your sources of income. So being uncomfortable does not mean in any way, guys, that you're supposed to wake up one day and go to your job and tell your boss, hey, I'm resigning because I want to try something new. No, that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about being able to grow somehow. So sources of support are the ones that give you comfort. Some people have got parents who are able to pay rentals for them. No matter how things are tough, the parents can come through parents. Maybe a
Mm-hmm.
brother, maybe children, maybe a wife, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
husband, maybe a job, maybe a certain business that you do that you're so comfortable with, or maybe a client. You have this particular big client, so much so that you're not willing to go and do business with other clients because this is your biggest client and you're holding them every now and then. You just are holding on to this client. That's how you know you're comfortable. It's like a lecturer. Stephanie. You
Mm-hmm.
provide one-on-one coaching for clients. So you're scared
Mm-hmm.
of launching your courses online because you think if you launch your courses online, people will not be coming to you. No, no, that's not true. You're simply comfortable with having physical clients. But maybe if you launched your courses online and let them sell on their own autopilot, you may make more money. So
Yeah.
you know that you are comfortable when you are doing the same thing for too long. You're not trying something new. That's how you know you're comfortable. And a good example is a job. A job can give you some measure of comfort because you know you're going to get money to pay rent, right? But is there any other thing you're doing apart from your job? Your dad always there to support you. That's comfort because there's this shield. You have an umbrella that is, no matter how things get, my brother will come through, my mother will come through, my dad, my job, my business will come through. So you're comfortable with that particular thing. But the moment you begin to get rid of your security shield, you say, you know what? I think I'm old enough to be crying to my dad every time. Can I begin to do
Mm-hmm.
something? I think I'm old enough to be getting 10,000 kwacha per month. Can I begin to do something else? But that does not mean you have to quit your 10,000 kwacha job. No, you keep your job because you need the money. All right. So let me say something here, Stephanie, and I think you've asked a very good question there.
Mm-hmm.
Being uncomfortable means something like this. Like we said here, why should you be uncomfortable? Because growth is your primary goal. So you need to start doing something so that you can become financially independent. No matter how
Mm-hmm.
good your salary is, there's always something that you can do to improve. All right. So now I want to take you back to something that I thought we should talk about as we begin. So I was just responding to that particular question. All right. Like we said, I hope we have answered that. This is Masheke's question, right, Stephanie? Is
Yeah.
it
Hope
Masheke?
so, Margaret. Hope so.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I hope we have answered that question. But now we want to say now, how do you begin to get uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to talk about comfort now. Because now we answered how you can know that you're comfortable. We've talked about your job, your family, and all those where you're getting financial support. Those can give you comfort to know that, you know what, if I have a problem, I'm going to go to this one. That gives you comfort. All right. But the moment you begin to look for ways of standing on your own, that means now you're becoming uncomfortable. You're becoming uncomfortable asking from people. You're becoming uncomfortable depending on just one job. You're becoming uncomfortable asking from your dad. You're becoming uncomfortable depending on your children. You're becoming uncomfortable depending on your husband. You're becoming uncomfortable depending on your wife. You're becoming uncomfortable depending on whoever gives you financial support. So what do you do about it? That's the question that we're supposed to answer this particular morning comfort. How do
Mm-hmm.
you become uncomfortable? Now, comfortable people usually are scared people. Comfortable people are scared people, partly because they don't think there's something out there for them. They don't think if they let go of that security shield, something better is going to show up. Comfortable
Mm-hmm.
people are willing to stay in a very toxic relationship because of the fear of the support that they get that they may lose it. They are willing
Mm-hmm.
to stay in a very unconducive environment simply because they say I'm paying rentals or because there's some financial support. That's how you know you're comfortable. If you even begin to tolerate more than you should, then you're comfortable like that. Like the Israelites were, they were comfortable being slaves in Egypt. It took
Mm-hmm.
Moses to tell them, you can't be comfortable living like this. Can you step out of your comfort zone? So, how should you begin to be uncomfortable? What do you think, Stephanie? I want to hear from you. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think? How should you begin to be uncomfortable? What's your view, Stephanie?
I think by getting tired, basically, because if you don't get tired and you've not had enough, then you will not get to that point where you want to be uncomfortable. So as long as you're not feeling bad about it, then definitely you're very far from being there.
Yeah. So I want to give some practical steps, guys, of how you can stop being comfortable and start getting uncomfortable. Okay. I want to give you some practical steps. If it's a business you're running, you have one business, the source of income is a good thing, keep it up. If it's a job that you have, well and good, you congratulate you, keep it up. But you have to get uncomfortable. And here is how you do it. All All right. Getting uncomfortable means stepping out of your comfort zone and begin to do things you've never done. But that does not mean you have to neglect your job. I'm going to give you my example, my personal example. When I started my job, I was just trying people comfort. I would conduct online lessons for students, and I would talk to them. It was nice. People could come physically sometimes. I could meet with them. We learn. But I became uncomfortable, all right, at some point. And what did I do? I changed my mode of delivery. I went online. So I had students, accounting students coming to me, and I was okay with that. But at some point, I became uncomfortable just having students. What do I do? I diversified into now venturing into personal finance, financial literacy education, family finance, coaching, financial advisory. I was changing, I was adding to what was already working. So being uncomfortable does not mean you have to quit what is working. No, being uncomfortable means become good at what is already working. So much so that you're going to have some breathing space, expanding into something else. Like for example, I became so good at providing financial lessons to accounting students. So much that when I stepped out of that space of students into the space of families and individuals who are not in accountancy, I was okay because I knew something that is working is already giving me money somewhere. So when I'm experimenting, trying to coach family members, trying to coach individuals and businesses, speaking at events, I still have a base where my money is coming from. But I'm just uncomfortable having one source of income. So being uncomfortable does not mean you must quit what is working. No, perfect what is already working. Once what is already working is perfected, then can you experiment something else while you still have what is already working for you? The mistakes we make, we leave what is working for what we think is possible. No, let what is working keep on working with you, but then you can do what you can now jump in. But because here it is consistency that is going to determine your commitment to refining and repeating. So keep repeating what is working, keep refining it, keep improving it, keep refining, keep improving it. Comfortable people don't improve themselves, don't improve their skills, don't sharpen, don't learn new things because they are comfortable being where they are. It's like a camel. It's comfortable being a camel because not being anything else. So when you're uncomfortable, you begin to include knowledge. For example, public speaking, you begin to include more. Okay, how can I speak better? How can I sound better? How can I present better? How can I do better? So you are becoming uncomfortable with your current performance. So you begin to do something about it to improve it, right? You repeat it, you refine it. You repeat it, you refine it. But at the same time, you're experimenting other things that might work for you while you're still refining and improving on what is already working. That's how you become uncomfortable. So that's the first step to becoming uncomfortable. Being good at what's already working, keep repeating it, and then keep refining it. Keep repeating it, keep refining it. But at the same time, you keep experimenting other avenues of how you can make money. Because when you begin to tap into other markets, you begin to tap into others of making money, you are protecting your current cash flows. Because more money is going to be flowing into your bank account, which means your current cash flows are now being protected. So that is one, Stephanie. First, do more of what is already working. All right. And then begin now to do what? To experiment other things because you don't know what is going to work. So you begin to experiment while you're still doing more of what is already working. Let go of what is comfortable. Step into what is possible. Letting go of what is comfortable gives you an idea or helps you to step into what is possible for you. So here, I want you guys who are watching us now to simply write this comment for me. And I want to say this comment, guys. Please just write it down. Write the way I'm saying it. Say, I'm willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. That is a very important comment, guys. Please type it in the comments. Let's see that, guys. I'm willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. Being uncomfortable leads you to what is possible. But that does not mean you have to let go of what is already working. You are still repeating and refining what's already working. For example, I'm a lecturer. I still lecture up to this day. I've mastered the art. I keep refining myself. I keep repeating it. I keep refining, but I keep venturing into other avenues of making money so that I can increase my income base. Because I'm not comfortable just dealing with the students. No, I became uncomfortable with that source. So what did I do? I started adding other sources. I started experimenting, and some of the things did not work. Some of the things I failed terribly. Some of the things are working. Some of the things have worked. Why? Because I kept experimenting while I had something that was backing me up. So do not quit your job because you feel uncomfortable. No. All right. You may want to
Mm.
improve on your performance. You may want to refine. You may want to increase on your knowledge, but also you keep experimenting on other things. Like I said, type in the comments. I'm willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. Stephanie, the uncomfortable feeling will always lead to rewards. Because when
Mm.
you're uncomfortable, it means you want to grow. When you're uncomfortable, it means you're aware of your current situation, you don't like it, you want to change it. When you become uncomfortable, it means you are ready to learn something new that's going to make you a better person. When you're uncomfortable, it means you understand that you can do more. You have the potential to grow. All right? So, uncomfortable is a good thing. Be okay being uncomfortable. And I tell my clients, if you can be uncomfortable 3 times a week, then you can grow faster. If you can be uncomfortable every week, what look at what your life is and ask yourself, am I comfortable with this kind of life? If you can be uncomfortable 3 times a week, then you can grow. Guys, I want to see that comment coming through that I am willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. Let's see those comments keep on coming through. Over to you, Stephanie.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So Anna Mwale actually says she's willing because it will lead her to what is possible. Definitely keep those comments coming through. Yeah, of course. Also that yeah, we'll keep those shout outs coming. But talking about doing other things. What about people that will get so uncomfortable that they begin to become a jack of all trades? Yeah, you've heard a jack of all trades, right? Trying to this week they get into that. It didn't work out. Okay, so because I was told to be uncomfortable, let me get into stuff like this. Yeah,
Yes, so here's the issue. The purpose of being uncomfortable is to, like I'm saying, somebody type, I am willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. So when you're
yeah,
uncomfortable, remember what you said. First of all, focus on what is currently working for you. What is currently paying
mm-hmm.
your bills? What is currently supporting you? Focus on it. Keep repeating it, keep refining it. So that it keeps on working for you. You keep improving on it. But then you begin to experiment other avenues of how you can make money. That's
Yeah,
uncomfortable now. You know, this is working for me, yes, but I need to try something else that can increase my income base. That's now being realistic. All right. So that if it doesn't work, it's okay. You try it. You have something that's already working that's paying your bills. Fine. Can you try something else? If it doesn't work, it's okay. You still have something that is already working for you. That's the whole idea here. So what gives you the ability to keep on trying different things is first of all being able to master one thing that works for you. And then that thing helps to keep on experimenting on other things that can work for you. So that even if you fail, at least you have something that's already working for you that you're doing. All right. You're
yeah,
not going to go into
yeah,
depression. That is the whole idea here. So you can try as many times as you want. You can experiment. So I'm saying keep experimenting up until you're going to unlock that code. All right. I was experimenting with different things when I was doing my accounting tuitions. I kept my accounting tuition as a base. I kept my Salaula business as a base. I didn't want to quit those things. All right. Because I know Salaula very well. Those work for me. I know that business very well. It works for me. All right. Then I kept on experimenting on other things that might work for me. Some of them did not work. Some of them I made losses. Some of them I made terrible losses. All right. But I was okay because I had a base. You understand?
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So that's what being uncomfortable might look like. All right. That's what being uncomfortable might look like. Yeah,
yeah,
indeed.
mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So over to you, Stephanie. Indeed.
Okay. Maybe we should also be looking at should we really go to the benefits just yet?
All right. So now, maybe before we talk about the benefits, Stephanie,
Yeah.
remember we've talked about two things: why should you be uncomfortable, and how to be uncomfortable. All right. How to be uncomfortable? I think we've given examples, okay? We've said you can be uncomfortable at least 3 times a week. Think about your current
Mm.
situation. You can be uncomfortable 3 times a week. Think about your situation. Partly because here's what happens. The moment you become uncomfortable, what you've just done, you've empowered your mind. The brain loves to work under pressure. In case you have no idea, the brain likes to work under pressure. So the moment you become uncomfortable, you're telling your brain to switch, all right, to begin to look for ways of improving yourself. Remember something here. Business opportunities are like buses, Stephanie.
Yeah.
There's always another one coming. So if you tried something, it did not work, all right, don't worry. Another opportunity might come. Keep on the lookout because you become uncomfortable. So when you're uncomfortable, you're aware of your situation. That makes you being on the lookout every now and then. So
Mm.
business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. The most important thing is for you to recognize your current situation and become uncomfortable with it. When you become uncomfortable, does not mean it's a bad thing. No, that's not the point. It simply means you want to grow so that you can expand and have more. So that's the whole idea of becoming uncomfortable and be uncomfortable at least 3 times a week. And we said you can if you're comfortable by assessing
Yeah.
your source of financial support. Who is giving you the most support? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your uncle? Is it your job? Is it your one business? Then get rid of that particular blanket, that security blanket, that security shield, so that you can begin to stand now on your own as an independent person. That's what being uncomfortable means. Being able to do something about your life on your own without having to call your dad or your mom or things like that. You are very fortunate, Stephanie, because we work with Mrs. Fumbeshi. You may ask her, how did she become such a very good moderator at big events? It didn't happen
Mm-hmm.
overnight. She had to deal with being uncomfortable. And now here's what happens being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable, Stefan, means that you have to first of all struggle with accepting yourself. Do you know it's not easy to come live like this and begin to talk to people? Because we talk to people who are more knowledgeable than us. Some of them are older than us, more educated than us,
Mm-hmm.
more wiser than us, more good looking than us, more successful than us, but we still show up and talk to them because we
Yeah.
have become okay being uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't like what we look like. Sometimes we don't like our attire. Sometimes we don't like our complexions. We have all pimples and cancer. But still, we are okay being uncomfortable. We show up because we are looking forward to growth. So being
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable is such a good thing, but it also helps you to accept who you are. It means things are going to be messy at times. You're gonna show up online like this, and then you just mess up, and everyone is just upset with you. But be okay being uncomfortable because growth comes from being uncomfortable. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot grow
Mm-hmm.
if you are too comfortable. So being
Yeah.
uncomfortable helps you to grow in many ways, but not just your income base, but also your personal confidence may become better because now you're going to
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of uncomfortable stuff. Remember the first time you went live on radio, the first time you went live on a Facebook page, the first time you had made your first reel, the first time you had made your first post about yourself, the first time you did something online that other people are going to see. See how
Yeah.
uncomfortable it felt.
Yeah.
I remember my first video online lecturing. It was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. I didn't like my clothing. I didn't like my complexion. I didn't like what I looked like. I was so uncomfortable. I said, "What? I'm gonna be okay being uncomfortable because being uncomfortable will lead me to what is possible."
Yes.
And you
Yes.
see,
Yes.
it still started working. So being uncomfortable gives you an opportunity also to begin to know yourself at a much more deeper level, to begin to refine your way of thinking, to begin to have a better view of yourself. We show up here live every now and then, Stephen, not because it's easy, but because we are okay being uncomfortable. We talk to very
Mm-hmm.
smart people here, Stephen. There are lots of smart people on this platform, and we talk to them every day because we've become okay being uncomfortable. And because we keep learning from our discomfort, we begin to improve every single time. So, to protect your cash flows, you have to be okay being uncomfortable. All right. Sometimes being uncomfortable means if you are the one paying for your children's, for your sister's school fees or your brother or whoever it is, can you be okay being honest and say I can't afford? You're going to feel so uncomfortable. No, I work, you'll feel bad, but it's okay being uncomfortable because it's going to help you. So being uncomfortable protects your cash flows because it
Mm.
empowers your mind with coming up with ways of making an honest living, ways of expanding yourself, ways of improving your skills, ways of learning new things. So there are benefits to being uncomfortable. And these are some of the benefits. Say, for example, being uncomfortable helps you to wake up one day and write an application letter and say, you know what, I think I'm tired of this job. I'm going to begin to look for elsewhere. Because you've become uncomfortable with your current job. Not that it's a bad job, but because maybe the income stream is too low that it's no longer supporting you the way it should be able to support you. So being
Mm.
uncomfortable helps you to try something else. It helps you to talk to somebody about help. I need a job. I need this opportunity. I need to appear on your show. I need ABCD because you are being uncomfortable. When I came here to talk for the first time on Money FM radio, I was so uncomfortable. I hold the mic on my one hand and I was shivering the whole time. I was so uncomfortable, but I became okay being uncomfortable. Not that being on the radio is easy, but because I've accepted being uncomfortable. But it's okay to be uncomfortable because that's where growth comes from. You understand, Stefan? So there are all those
Yeah.
benefits about being uncomfortable. Indeed.
Before you go to the second benefit, Chiresa is asking here to say, to what extent do you get uncomfortable?
To the
Yeah, she's
extent,
asking,
to
yeah,
the
to
extent
what
that,
extent?
go ahead.
Yeah, so she's saying, to what extent do you get uncomfortable? Yeah, to everything good, there's definitely something bad. Chiresa from Cabanana. Okay, definitely Chiresa.
Okay,
We should.
Chibesa from Cabana says, to what extent do you get uncomfortable? Yes, to the extent that you see the desired outcome. Being uncomfortable, people, does not mean what you are doing right is bad. No, that's not the idea. Being uncomfortable means don't be too comfortable with one source of income. Don't be too comfortable
Mm,
with one set of skill. Don't be too comfortable with one support system. Don't be too comfortable. Being uncomfortable means you want to grow, you want to expand. Whatever it is that you're doing currently, do something about it. And I said, repeat, refine, and then keep on experimenting with other things. Repeat, refine, and then keep
mhm,
experimenting other things. Repeat, refine. So you have a job. Your job gives you rentals. All right. Your job buys for you food. Your job buys for you clothing. You're not gonna wake up and say, I'm quitting my job because I feel uncomfortable. No. You're gonna become good at your work. All right. You're gonna refine your skills. You're gonna repeat the same thing. You're gonna keep refining, repeat, refine, repeat. Maybe you get a promotion that comes with an incremental pay, all right? But at the same
mhm.
time, you keep experimenting other things. You try this business, all right? You try this idea. Of course, you talk to this person, you do ABCD. So you're experimenting other things while you're improving on what's currently working. That's what you're talking about here.
Mhm.
Because when you're trying something new, there's a whole lot of lessons to learn. So what Chibesa is asking, to what extent should be comfortable? To the extent that you get your desired outcome. Be
Yeah,
uncomfortable because the uncomfortable feeling will lead you to rewards. Like I said earlier, write somewhere in the comments and say, I'm willing to be uncomfortable because it will lead me to what is possible. Only
yeah,
those who are
definitely.
willing to go an extra mile will actually know how far they can go. You can't really know how good you are if you don't try.
Yeah,
Be okay feeling uncomfortable. Sometimes even leaving your job may be so uncomfortable, but it's okay. Be okay being uncomfortable. Yeah.
yeah. So definitely, we should be heading to some of the other benefits we had already started on.
Yes.
Right.
So, unless there's another question, Stephanie.
No, no, not really.
All right. So, we may head just to other benefits of being uncomfortable. Like I said earlier here, there are several benefits, and I said being uncomfortable leads to what is possible. That's one of the biggest benefits. All right. So, being uncomfortable helps to set goals. All right. And we have three levels of goals. I talk about three levels comfort. There's what you call big goals, good goals, and great goals. What can lead you to big goals, good goals, and great goals is being uncomfortable. All right. What can lead you to having big goals, good goals, and great goals is being uncomfortable. Quit playing small. Being uncomfortable helps to quit playing small. How do you know you're playing small? Your salary is 1,000 kwacha, your salary is 2,000 kwacha, your salary is 10,000 kwacha, and you are comfortable and you've worked for 5 years. You are playing small. Why should you be getting 5,000 kwacha for 5 years? You are playing small. You have one source of income, all right? You have 5 clients, and you are not willing to try other things. You are playing small. You are limiting yourself. You are comfortable. So when you are comfortable, you always keep on playing small. So you have to quit playing small, right? Get rid of your security blanket. Like I said here, let me just take back let me get back to this slide here, where we said here, this right here. Get rid of your security shield. Start by being aware of your source of financial support, right? Where is the financial support coming from? And then start getting rid of those supports. It doesn't mean you put them in under the bus. No, it means you begin to do things on your own. You begin to stand on your own, all right? So you maybe it's your job. Maybe your job is holding you back to becoming the best version of yourself. Maybe your job is holding you back to becoming better at what you do. Why don't you quit playing small? Because I'm going to tell you what, Stefan, I worked at a very high level. I had the power to fire people and to hire people. I could hire people and fire people and interview people. I was on the panel for interviews every now and then. But I became so uncomfortable with my current level of income because I knew I was capable of having more than I was having at the time. So what did I do? I decided to step out of my comfort zone with a plan. I quit playing small. I quit walking into an office, a small aircon and nice tie, nice jacket. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to step out of this. It was so uncomfortable. And when I started, things did not work very well. I was so stressed. But thank God it worked. So being uncomfortable means quit playing small. If you're going to quit your job, all right, you've got to have a plan. Don't just quit your job because you feel like quitting. Somebody quit the job. No, it doesn't work like that. Have a plan so that when you quit your job, you don't get back and plead and take me back. No, you want to quit to something better. All right. So it could be your current job. It could be your clients. Maybe you have a client you meet who is your biggest client, and because you are playing small, you just have this client. Maybe this is our biggest client. You worship them. You are playing small. Can you tap into other markets? So being uncomfortable helps you to quit playing small. It's going to help you tap into other markets. It's going to help you to perform beyond expectation. It's also help you to go on to build your personal confidence. But at the same time, it could be your spouse, like I said. Your spouse could be your security shield because they get paid. They pay rentals. They buy food. That is your security. So you're comfortable not doing a lot of things because you know, it's okay, my husband will get paid. We're going to pay rent. So because you have that sense of relief somehow, it is limiting you from doing what is possible. So you keep playing small. You keep playing small. But the moment you begin to okay, fine, my husband is paying rent, yes, but how about me being a good wife? What is it that I can do to contribute so much to family happiness? What can I do to increase or even you begin to become uncomfortable, always asking for money from your husband, always asking for money from your wife. You begin to get uncomfortable with that. Not that it's a bad thing. You have to note that it's okay for the husband to give you money. But being uncomfortable means you begin to see areas where even you can be able to do what? To contribute something meaningful financially. That's what being uncomfortable is. Not that your husband is complaining, no. But because you want to do something for yourself that can contribute financially to the family, then you begin to think of ways of doing things. You quit playing small. All right? Sometimes with your dad. Sometimes, even when you are married, you argue with your husband, you run to your dad. Your dad says, come back. Your mom says, come back. All right. You have a small problem, you call your brother. They send for you money on Airtel, money or whatever it is. All right. You have this simple problem. All your relatives, the brothers are coming to help you. That's your security shield. Can you eliminate the security shield out of your life? It will help you to stand on your own. Be uncomfortable solving problems on your own without calling your relatives. Because that helps to think of new ways of expanding your source of income, not just asking from your people. That is comfort. So because you know your dad will give you money, you won't do much. For people like some of us, when you don't have money, you have to find. You're not gonna call your dad because our dads are late. So you're not gonna call your uncle and tell him, simply say, I'm not your dad. Right? So when you know you do things for yourself, all right, when you know you do things for yourself, like I was giving an example, Stefan. Some people go for a job interview, somebody spoke on their behalf. Somebody said, I have a brother who is coming, please help him. I have a sister, they go 10 minutes, they are done. You can't play the same games like those ones. If you know growth depends on you, become uncomfortable. Because you have to go to this interview prepared on your own. Being interviewed and pass on your own. Being given a job on your own. And then work all your way through the corporate ladder on your own and get that promotion on your own. It's different from somebody or someone for them. So if you know success depends on you, you must get uncomfortable. That's going to protect your cash flow, because once you begin to have different streams of income, then your cash flow is being protected, because now you have A, B, C, D, and one is quarter here, one is quarter there, one is quarter there. When you put together, it makes a difference. What is causing you of those streams? Because you became uncomfortable with one stream, all right? And how do you protect it? You now become uncomfortable and divided into different streams, but maintaining the base, what's already working. Don't neglect what's already working. That's the idea here, Stefan.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, so there's a question here from maybe we can just we are running out of time, guys. We need to go now. We have about a minute. Maybe we can just read a few more shout outs. We have talking business with Godfrida Chanda, who says, I need his phone number, please. I'm suggesting he's talking about my phone number. My phone number is I think is there already. We can simply put it down there, right? So the phone number has been put there, so you may wanna get it from there. All right. So we have also Facebook user again who says, getting used to being uncomfortable is a process that is so uncomfortable but worth it. Yes, that's very true. We have okay, is there another one? Okay, we have Maxima. Okay, thank you so very much. And think that we have Priscilla. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Wallen, thank you so much. Yeah, Celicio, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thaisa, thank you so very much. Lucas, thank you very much. So all those of you guys who are watching us live, we appreciate your support. Thank you so very much. Anna, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah. All right, Stephanie, over to you.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful conversation. Yeah, very beautiful. And of course, hoping that you have actually gotten one or two things. And of course, you should be getting uncomfortable for the good, and go to the extent that you need to go to actually responding once again to Chiwesa, of course, who's actually tuned in and says thank you. We do this every Tuesday, and of course, same time, same place, and hoping that we do have a successful and obviously beautiful topic even next week. We're way ahead of time, so I think we should actually be cutting it from here. Of course, definitely we'll be back to answer to you. Keep those comments coming, and of course, keep growing.
All right, indeed. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Have a fantastic day. We are very grateful, all of you, for your support. We appreciate your support, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week when we talk about another aspect of protecting your cash flows throughout this festive season and the time to come. Thank you so very much, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah.